on the second leg of my 24-hour sessions, and I am just in the car park of Cokin Farm Fishery. Now I've just popped to the cafe and demolished a big breakfast bap and got myself a coffee, so I'm just waiting for the shop to open so I can report in, and I will be grabbing some barbless hooks, making some rigs and heading down to my peg, which is 48 on Long Lake. Right, well, I've been into the shop and signed in for my 24-hour session. The gates don't actually open until 9:45, so I can't get down to my swim until then, but that's not a bad thing because what I need to do is make some barbless rigs. It's barbless hooks only rule on this lake, so what I've done, I've been into the shop, just bought some of the Quarter Basics barbless hooks in a size 4. I do like a size 4 when it's barbless rules. I just feel like they're bigger and they just penetrate and hold home a lot more when you're using barbless hooks. I'm not really a fan of barbless, but you have to obviously adhere to the fisheries rules. So what I've done is just made up a few rigs there, knotless knot style, 8 sort of whips down the back of the hook, and as you can see on these hooks, they've got a nice sort of more of an inturned eye on the hook, so you don't need any shrink tubing over the top there. I've just put a little bit of shrink tubing down on the sort of shank of the hook, which I'll steam down when I get down there, and then these rigs will be ready to go. So they're going to be my solid bag rigs. That's exactly what I'm going to be using on this session. I don't know how much bait the anglers put in before me, so I don't want to go ploughing loads of bait in myself, so I'm just going to fish for a bite at a time like I would anywhere else and just see what happens from there. In peg number 48 on Long Lake. Now, never fished here before, first time to the complex, but this is my swim for the next 24 hours. I think I've basically got a bit of the island to the corner and then all of this sort of margin and corner bay as well. The nice thing is it's off the back of that wind which is hacking down there, and it's rather fresh. So I'm quite liking the look of this sort of corner where it's yeah, quite quiet, you know, just a bit of me really, just try and stick one in the corner somewhere down the right hand side, out the way of all the commotion, etc., and then one over to sort of like the tip of the island, and we'll see where it goes from there. But for now I think we're just going to get the deeper out very quickly and just plop it around just to get a gauge on an idea of the sort of depths, and then yeah, we'll have a bit of a better idea of what to do from there on in. So 24 hours, let's go. So I've just tucked myself away out of that wind for a minute. So I've just been slinging the deep around, and it's pretty obvious that it's just pretty much a plain 4 foot, 4.1, 4.2, all around in front of me. It is, yeah, it's barren of any sort of features from what I can find. I only spent sort of 15-20 minutes putting the deep around, and it was, yeah, it's pretty obvious that it was just straight bottom. I'd also got a lead and just kind of pinged it over to the island as well, just to get me distance and feel for a drop, and that is just over sort of just under 11 wraps of a 10-foot rod. So I've got one of the rods already wrapped up. Just wanted to try and find something to do with the other rod really. So on the deeper then, as you can see, I chucked it down the right hand side margin and it picked that up, which potentially could be a fish, very arch like. So that's pretty much all I got to go on at the moment. I did chuck it out a little bit further and it didn't really pick anything up. There's a little bit of I chucked it out in front as well again, and it picked that up on the lake bed as well. Not quite sure if there's anything else other than cats and carp in here, I'm not quite sure, but it's definitely picked something up on the lake bed, sort of, I don't know, 15 yards in front of me, just there. And then, like I say, down that right hand side margin, exactly the same, it picked something up on the lake bed again. Well, just above the lake bed there, look very similar. So I don't know if there are shoals of little fish in here or anything like that. I'm not aware of any, but like I say, I've never fished here before, so I really don't know. But that really is all I've got to go on at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is just have one straight out to the island and maybe just tuck one down my right hand side. And for a few hours, I've not seen anything since I've got into the swim or anything like that, so I'm just going to play it by ear to start with. Sling solid bags around, don't want to go committing a load of bait, and yeah, we'll just see what happens through the course of the day really. But if anything, what the deepest picked up has obviously told me that it's 4 foot all over, so I'm not missing anything feature wise. It might just be that, yeah, it might just be that on the lake bed may just be the difference of me knowing whether there's fish down that right hand side or not. So let's get a couple of rods sorted, flick them out, and we will see what the morning brings. No, I said I didn't see anything. I was just sat there on the bed chair quickly knocking up a solid bag, and one has just launched out twice, I don't know, 15 yards out just in front of me. So yeah, that I could not get that bag licked and stick quick enough, so let's flick it out there, get that rod upside down. Fingers crossed there might be 1 or 2 in the area. That rod that I flicked out 10 minutes ago has gone busting off. It's only a little one, but oh my god, what a start. I told you I saw one 15 yards, 20 yards out max. Flick that bag out on it. This definitely wasn't the fish, because the fish I saw was easily twice the size. My first fish from Cokin Farm. Definitely not the fish I saw bosh out, but sticking that bag in that general area is resulted in this one, literally 10 minutes of it being out. So I'm going to slip him back and get that solid bag done. I might actually be able to get 2 rods out. What a great way to start. So got a metre or so of lead-free material there, nice and heavy, sinks right down to the lake bed, keeps everything out of the way. Also will just blend in with the lake bed as well. And then I've got 2.5 ounce inline lead, and that will just pop out with absolute ease. What I do is I just very gently just squeeze the swivel in, and it basically turns into an initial hit of the lead when they pick up the rig, but it also pops out and it becomes like a running rig. And a lot of the time when I'm lifting into these fish, the lead is, you know, up the leader where the fish have just bolted, and then they just, like I say, they get that initial hit of the lead and then they just pull off and you get some absolute screaming takes. So the lead will pop off at the swivel nice and easy, and the lead will also pass over the knot on the leader absolutely fine as well. Look at that, absolutely no tension whatsoever. So terminal tackle wise, that is really safe. Everything is going to come apart there. And then my rig itself, as you would have saw, I got some barbless hooks from the tackle shop. I made up half a dozen rigs in the car, sort of 3.5 inch in length. So very small anti-tangle sleeve just to slip over the swivel, just for ease of taking the rig out, replacing it, etc. Nice big size 4 barbless hook. So as I said, if a fish was to, you know, if he was to crack off, or for any reason the fish was towing your gear, the barbless hook will slip out of its mouth with ease, so it's not towing around anything whatsoever. And then on the end, my ever faithful pink sea monster wafters. Already done me a bite this setup already. I've got 2 rods yet to get out, but yeah, it could be a busy one, but what a great way to start. So I'm going to get these other 2 rods sorted, get them flicked out, and yeah, we will see what the rest of the day has in store. Right hand rod, indicator just rams right up to the blank of the rod. We have got a decent one in the net. We have got a really nice scaly one. Got to be pushing 20, I reckon. But look at him, proper nice fish. Cannot wait to get him out and show you on the mat. Solid bag, sea monster business, does it again. Right, let's get him out and have a look. £23, 10 ounces of Coking Farm mirror carp. Absolutely buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. Solid bags, sea monster business, come on. Let's swing him round, show you the other side. Tell you what, they don't do much out in open water, but once they get underneath those rod tips, they go mental. And on those barbless hooks, you're just worried that it could slip out at any time. But that is exactly why I chose the size 4s, because once they go in, they stay in. Look at that. £23, 10 ounces, Long Lake, Coking Farm. Thank you very much. Happy days. Yeah, 23.10, yeah. Well, the third one is on the mat, and look at that one. Proper dark grey and black. What a cool looking fish. Taking on solid bag over to the island again. But yeah, look at him. Mega looking one. Really happy with that one. Got to get that solid bag back out over to the island. Could be a busy session. Right, well, it's just gone 4 o'clock, and it seems the last few hours the action has started to really slow down. Yeah, I've not had a fish or any sort of sightings of any fish in the area. So I've just redone 2 of the 3 bags, freshen things up. I was just tweaking the hook baits, just chopping and changing a little bit when it was sort of quieting down. Recasting them sort of every 90 minutes just to see if that would nick me an extra bite. But yeah, that hasn't even worked. So I've gone back straight on to the sea monsters. But what I am adamant in doing is catching one out of this corner to my right, so that bay corner, which is pretty much untouched unless I fish down there. So I've got a little bucket lid of some pellets and sort of crumbed down with me fingers boilies, so Cremino pellet and Monster Red pellet, and the matching boilies as well, just crumbed down with my fingers. And what I'm going to do is just sort of underarm some down this sort of reed lined margin really, and then what I'll be able to do is just walk down, lower down a solid bag later on, and yeah, try and catch me a fish out of this margin. It's my little challenge until I've got to leave 10 AM tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to give it a little sprinkling of the good stuff, get them sort of grubbing around. Those pellets and boilies, especially the Monster Red ones, really leak off attraction, so if there is anything just coming in and around these margins, then that should definitely stop them in their tracks. So yeah, let's get a few handfuls of this down there. We can lower a solid bag down onto it a little bit later on, and yeah, see if we can nick ourselves a fish out of this corner. Go then, nothing for hours, and then recast the rod 20 minutes later, and this little scamp goes rattling off with a solid bag. But look at him, proper dark one. He is going to be a wicked looking fish when he's bigger. Really, really cool. Sort of near on fully, but what a smart little fish. Got some really pretty fish that are going to come on in this lake. And this is definitely one of them. It's literally perfection in miniature. But yeah, look at him. Proper smart. Dorsal up for full effect as well. So I'll slip him back, get that bag back out on the spot, and hopefully those bites start coming again. I've been and walked little man around the lake, just been a bit nosy really, because I've not actually been here before. Just wanted to see what the sort of swim layout and stuff like that's like, speak to a few of the other anglers as well. It seems like some fish have been coming out all around the lake really, but speaking to people it's been quite sporadic, a bit like sort of my day so far really, kind of just coming in waves. Also 4 or 5 swims down, those anglers are getting punished by the catfish as well, so as much as I'd like one, I think I'll give that a miss for this session based on what they've been telling me. So yeah, hopefully it's pushed all the carp up this end for me to catch for the rest of the evening and morning. So I need to get all of those 3 sorted, they're all in, get the one down the margin, one over to the island, and one out sort of 20 yards or so where I'd seen those fish this morning, and stick to those spots and see what happens through the rest of the night. So I need to stick the camera on charge, get them sorted, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later on. Good morning. It is just after 5 AM. Now it was a really quiet night. What I'd done is got the rod sorted at 8 o'clock. I then set myself 3 alarms for 11 PM, 2 AM and 5 AM, which is now just after. What I decided to do was recast the 2 rods that are going out sort of open water and the far island every 3 hours, so half an hour to sort of just mess around and get them retied and wrapped up and stuff like that, and then 2.5 hours for the bags to be out there. Now it wasn't until sort of just after 3:30 that I got my first bite of the evening. The wind really picked up. It was actually really quite cold northeasterly wind we've had, and yeah, it's rather on the fresh side. So yeah, I was well asleep. I was gone, proper flat out after that recast, and yeah, the left hand rod that was in open water just went screaming off. So I run out to the rod. The wind's absolutely howling. It's freezing cold. I'm playing the fish for about a minute, and then unfortunately it just drops off. But yeah, that's barbless hooks for you. But at least it was worth getting up for and getting the bite. It's been really slow since late yesterday afternoon. And to be quite honest, I didn't really hear any other action or see any other head torches as I was up and down excuse me, throughout the course of the night. So I really don't know how active it's been around the lake, but from what I saw there was literally next to nothing going on. So yeah, it was worth flinging the bags out regularly, keeping things freshened up, because I've not got a spawn rod or nothing with me. So yeah, it was a case of just regularly actively getting up, being motivated and recasting solid bags around to keep things sort of fresh in the area. So I've just redone the 2 bags again. Like I say, it is just sort of after 5 AM. I've got the kettle on. I'm absolutely gagging for a coffee. I feel a little bit more human today, not massively, still got those bags under my eyes, but we've got 4 hours or so to try and nick ourselves one last bite. So I'm going to get this coffee down my neck, have a little bit of a tidy up, get a bit organised, and hope that one of those 3 scream off. and then of my 24-hour session. Unfortunately, nothing else materialised after that lost fish this morning. I've been tinkering with the solid bags this morning, just regularly recasting them, chopping and changing hook baits just to try and nick myself an extra fish. But I'm definitely not grumbling at 4 fish and topped off with that 23 pounder. So yeah, I'm more than happy leaving with yeah, an absolute stunner under my belt for my first time fishing Coking Farm. So that is the end of my 2 24-hour sessions. Islands fishery was also absolutely brilliant. This has been yes, this has been good fun. I need to get myself off home, get freshened up, and yeah, get ready for a weekend full of family fun. So I will catch up with you next time I am out on the bank. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm getting very close to 5,000 subscribers, so there will be a giveaway of some form once I hit that milestone. Get in touch on any of my social media. I'm more than willing to chat with you guys, answer any questions, anything like that. So I will leave it there, get myself off home, and I'll speak to you very soon.